is a fan on. You probably my
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Josh and Jason Monday Christian and Conspiracy Podcast Show. I am your host, Josh Monday. And if you don't know me, I'm a devoted husband, a father, Army veteran, and a Christian rapper. And I'd like to introduce you to my co-host. He's a devoted husband, father, Christian, and he is a defensive coach on this football team and they're killing it. What's up, Jason? Jason Monday, sorry.
Oh, don't worry. You have to say my last name. Everybody should already know it by now. But
yeah, we don't want them to know who we are, anyways. Right now,
not on this issue. I don't want to know any. I don't know anybody know anything about this issue. This is a crazy issue. I like this. This is a good.
Yeah, this is a good one too.
Topic. This is one of the best topics I think we'll come up with.
So, guys, today we're going to be talking about the Jesuits, the Vatican, and also some stuff about the Pope. So we would like to just get right into it, man. We kind of have like a crazy timeline to kind of go over for you guys. So it should be pretty interesting. As I go over, I'll have my brother mention stuff and I'll mention stuff as we go through. But we feel that everything kind of started in like 1521. Okay. So Martin Luther, he kind of stood up to the Catholic Church and he wanted to have like the Lutheran, and his doctrine was like Ephesians 2 verses 8 through 9. So this is, for it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and it is not from yourselves. It is a gift of God, not by works, so that no man shall boast. So he was really going with that grace doctrine. Okay. So the actual Jesuits, they started in 1540. And the Jesuits were a group of people raised up. It was around 1535 is when they kind of started, but when they really came into effect was in 1540. And their leader was Ignatius of Loyola. Okay. So they were originally formed to look after the poor, like kind of like how the mafia was. They were like looking after the poor and, trying to help people. But they actually became an organization, and they had two sets. One of the sets is the Brothers, which is the lower level. And the other is the Scholastic, which is the higher level. The Brother does like a 2-year indoctrination. And the scholastics, do a 2-year plus an additional 15 years of study. One of the main studies that they were into are the 7 sacred sciences. These are totally esoteric practices, guys. I'm going to kind of go over these and I'll kind of let my brother talk. But the 7 esoteric are the sacred sciences. This is what these guys are studying for 15 years. It's music, the sound of Ohm, science of the atom, science of life, science of the 7 rays, esoteric psychology, divine laws, divine principles, healing, art, politics, the science of divine rulership, divine leadership, and science of the soul, esoteric astrology. Okay, so guys, just think about all that stuff, bro, and try to put that into, does that really have to do with focusing on Christ or Christianity? All that stuff, science of light, okay, like science of the atom, science of life. They're known for actually taking over the school systems, and actually they were the ones. They say that the Jesuits were the ones that actually brought evolution into the school system. Okay. So they had 2 purposes at the time when they started. Number 1 was to destroy the Protestant Reformation, which was brought about by Martin Luther in 1521, in the political, religious, and economic realm. And number 2 was to restore the Pope's dominance and supremacy throughout the world. Okay, guys? So that's like one of the 2 things that they wanted to do. Listen to what I said right there on number 1. Destroy the Protestant Reformation. Okay, they wanted to destroy it. Number 2 was to restore the Pope's dominance and supremacy throughout the world. So, as you'll see, Jason, I was kind of going over. I know you had to step off for a second, I was kind of going over the two purposes that they had, dude. To destroy the Protestant Reformation, which was brought on by Martin Luther, and also to restore the Pope's dominance and supremacy throughout the world. Did you have anything to kind of add?
Not only that is to the elders' teachings, what the elders were teaching, that they would teach tradition would be held above the word of God, no matter what. That's what they went in there. When Luther went in there, he went to the church in Wittenberg, Germany, with his 95 thesis on the whole thing. So you have to understand, Germany, Rome, okay. So when that whole thing split, it talks about in the Bible as well. When they split, it went to East Germany, which where all the other Catholics went, which was like who? Hitler, those guys in that group. Those Catholics went that way, and the other ones went to where? Rome. Okay. Where the Seven Hills sit, the Vatican sit. If you want to talk about the Vatican right off the bat.
Oh, now the Vatican we'll talk about once we get to 1929. I kind of wanted to save that part for 1929, dude, because that's when actually Vatican was brought about. So also I was gonna say, dude,
right now my father-in-law just texted me. He said, watch out what you're getting studying into, because a lot of Protestants have converted to Catholicism. And I told him I am a Catholic. He's like, what? I'm gonna tell him that right now. I'm gonna say I am a Catholic. He's gonna say no. I'm gonna say yes, I am. I'm not a Roman Catholic. He's gonna go, well, what's the difference? And that's how you suck him in. That's how you get him into like kind of like trying to think about what Catholic actually means and what Roman Catholic actually means. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when you go into the church, when I was talking about the church of when he went over to the church, does his thesis, he was fighting for just more than just having his, certain verses in the Bible. He wanted all of this stuff to be followed, all of the word of God to be followed, but they gave him like kind of like a deal. Like, hey, this is what we're going to do for you. And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get these things, but you're still going to have the mass. They never got fully rid of the mass. They never got fully rid of some of the certain things, and tradition still stayed in there. When you mess around with tradition above the word, you get in a lot of trouble, man, because it says not to do that a lot. I started studying this book so far.
Show me the book real quick.
What's up? It's called the Catechism of the Council of Trent. It's the Roman Catechism. It's a Catholic Catechism. It's what they
and just to be clear to our audience, my brother's not a Catholic. Okay, he's just saying that to his father-in-law. He's Christian, dude, and I'm Christian as well.
No, I am Catholic. No, I am Catholic.
Okay. Because whatever, that's what you're not Catholic.
Because Catholic doesn't mean
you're not Catholic,
worshiper of Christ. Catholic doesn't mean that. Catholic means universal. And yes, I want my religion, not religion. I don't believe in religion. I'm sorry. I'll bring that back. I want my worship to be universal. I want my way of worshiping God that should be universal. The way he told me to worship him, the way that I was taught, the way it says in the Bible, the way it says in the New Testament, not the Old Testament. This book, if you read it, start reading it. I've already read some of it, and they start to get stuck on a lot of same verses in the Bible. So you get a doctrine off of about 50, 60 verses in the Bible I'm learning so far. So a full doctrine. Mm-hmm. But there's some stuff in it that I can explain that I don't think that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah. So guys, throughout from like 1540 to 1773, the Jesuits were they were doing the number one and number two thing I was talking about. They also dominated schools, brainwashing the students, infiltrating government, and they were super smart at achieving some of this. They believed in introducing. It actually introduced, like I said, dude, the theory of evolution, dude, in schools is what they said. And also just let you guys know that the Jesuits have been thrown out of 83 countries in the last 500 years, which is pretty interesting. Their ultimate goal, I believe, is a one world religion and a one world government. And the Freemasons, I was going to let you guys know, also started in the 1500s too. So they have the same goals.
Josh, you're going on a lot of stuff that people probably don't even know about, dude. So you're going to tie it in. What you're saying is you got to tie it in. who started the Masons, who started the Illuminati, who
Oh,
started
that doesn't even come until, well, I have the Illuminati, bro, in 1776 though. I'm not there yet, dude. So I just want to let you guys know from like from 1540, which when they started, all the way up to like 1773, the stuff that they were actually getting into.
What did you say their main goal was?
Their main goal, well, the two purposes. Well, I said that their main goals, the ultimate goal is like a one world religion and one world government.
No,
I mean, in the
it was
end,
to eradicate Protestants.
well, that's what I said. Number one and number two. That's when you were gone.
Yeah. Not. Okay, you're like saying like, okay, well, let's just They just want to have like a one world government, man. Where it's like, hey, accept the government, man. It's not going like that. You have to explain it right, dude. This was the murder and killing of Protestants who wanted to worship God their way, the way that it was taught in the Bible. They didn't want to do the traditions anymore. They started to read the Bible, the word started getting through to people, not the traditions. And when Luther went there, they said, we're going to go behind these. We're going to go have a meeting. And when we get done with this meeting, we'll come back and tell you, hey, we'll accept them or not accept it. And after the meeting, they said, we don't accept any of that. So you have your little thing. You're talking about not affecting, religion worldwide. You're talking affecting economy, political, everything, all the whole game. Okay, not just these guys were really far ahead thinkers. They thought hundreds of different ways that a situation's gonna go. They thought very smart. These guys were taught things that they came off very smart, like to where you talk to them, you're like, dang, this guy sounds like he's right. I think I might want to follow this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going through the Council of Trent. The Council of Trent is what started the Jesuits, okay? Look, we're going to have you behind the scenes. We'll have the white Pope out here doing all this stuff. Hey, look at me. I'm the white Pope. Worship me. And the black Pope behind the scenes is like, okay, look at this country over here. They don't want to go the way they want us to go. Let's use this Catholic country. Let's use this Catholic country and use this Catholic country, and we'll wipe them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. This is it. And like, so the Black Pope is basically like the general of the Jesuits. That's who the Black Pope is. The Black Pope is a name that we call him, but they actually call him like the general of the Jesuit order.
Get it? So, the Pope is not just a Friar Tuck type of dude. Okay, he's not some leader of lost people. He is a general, dude. He has an army. He's had a military. And how does a guy with nothing, no country really, it's very small, minute, control a lot what goes on in this world?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. So like 1773, as we get to there, the Jesuits were actually abolished. Okay. The Jesuits were abolished. And if the Jesuits weren't abolished, then America, the United States of America, the Protestant country would have been destroyed. We would have never, I think if the Jesuits were never abolished, then we would have definitely never even had probably the United States. What do you think, bro?
I feel that a Protestant, that they want to call it, I call it worshiping God the way he wanted you. If you read my name right there, that's exactly how he wanted you to worship him. And works would follow. They wanted
it's to do 1 Corinthians 15 verses 1-4, dude. You got to say that.
That's the gospel.
We have the audience that can't see that. So,
okay, cool. So what I'm trying to say is that the focal point was the tradition above words. So once that's going on, you're talking a whole other, okay, well, if they're going to go this way, all their ideas after a while are going to get rid of us. It's kind of like when Jesus was crucified back in the day, okay? They knew when Jesus came back, all the priests, all the rabbis, all the Pharisees, all the men that were making money, that had control of everything, control of the people, because they were the ones up there, the high priests. They were the ones being they were starting to get worshipped.
The Pharisees, yeah. The Pharisees fell.
So what happens? Oh, you mean the Messiah's coming back to save the world? No. We don't want the world saved. We want the world where we want it, to where it's always feeding us money, giving us shekels, basically. Give me the shekels. We don't care about anything else. So that's why you got Jesus crucified, because they knew that if he would have come back and he's going to be king, what do they need us for? They don't need us no more. We're on the payroll. What are we going to do? We're going to have to wash Jesus's feet. I ain't doing that, dude. Nope. I'm not gonna bow down to this guy. Look at the gold. Look at all this money I have. Look up. I got all these people. I'm taxing everybody. And then, dude, everyone's following what you're doing. They
were making money off of every lamb that was sacrificed and everything, man. It was crazy. But
listen to what God says. Is it really the sheep in wolf's clothing? Is it that? Is that the ones that lead you down that path to where you might go wrong because you don't read the word?
It's true. So we got 1773, Jesuits are abolished. Okay. 1776, the Illuminati is founded by Adam Weishaupt. Okay. In Bavaria.
1776, America's
also. Yeah. You guys think about that. The founder of the Illuminati, Adam Weishaupt, he was a Jesuit. Okay, guys. The Catholic Church tried to say that he was an ex-Jesuit, but you got to try to look into it, man. He was a Jesuit. So it's almost like
he was a Jesuit conspirator, like a dude that just he was like, he went through the thing, but didn't take the high oaths and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a lie, because he was up there. He knew the mystics stuff that they were teaching them, that the magicians, the hands that you could play these people like anything and you could get what you want out of them. That's not right, man.
So you guys got to think. Think about it. It only took 3 years. So the Jesuits are abolished. What they did is they started the Illuminati. So they basically got to work through a different, it's like an octopus. This is how I look at it. It's like an octopus, right? It's like Satan is the octopus and there's a bunch of different hands. All the different hands are different secret societies working. Okay. We got like the Illuminati. We got like the Freemasons. We got the Bilderberg group. We got,
Skull and Bones,
Skull and Bones. We got the Bohemian Grove. All these different tentacles all working, and there's only some like the Jesuits can only.
I'm learning.
Yeah, dude. Okay, you guys got to understand the Jesuits can only infiltrate a certain amount of, like, they got the Catholic Church, and they're trying to they can only infiltrate a certain amount of stuff. The Freemasons are infiltrating like the government, the higher governments. The Bilderbergs are like, you know what I mean. So they're all working for one goal, right? They're working for Satan. They want to bring the Antichrist, right? They want the one world government, one world religion. Okay. So basically what happened is the Jesuit, this guy, Adam Weishaupt, he started the Illuminati back then. And he was a Jesuit, and they just got to use a different name because they were abolished and kicked out of so many countries. So they started the Illuminati right then. Okay.
So you're talking, they worship what?
They worship Satan, dude.
No. They don't.
Lucifer. Sorry.
They worship Lucifer, which is an excuse to worship the good angel that was of God. That's not right, because he fell. He's no longer Lucifer anymore. He's basically he's like, the page is turned. You can't. Yeah. He fell out of God's grace. He fell out of God's hands. He's no longer holy. He's down there. Okay. Yeah, so he's on the ground forever, forever tasting the dust, eating the humans, basically, that we decay of. He got to eat us now. He got to lay on the ground and always be on the belly. That's his problem. You don't worship that, because what comes with that is pride, slothfulness, envious, all the 7 sins that come along with that. So why would you do that?
Yeah. If you look into all those societies that we actually are talking about, Bohemian Grove, they got an owl. They got Baal worship. If the Freemasons, we're going to have actual secret society episode, July 30th. We'll get into all that deep, but right now we're talking about the Jesuits.
Pope. Look at the Pope. He wears the sun. He has the sun. What is that?
The fish hat. Look at the fish hat. That's not
a fish hat. That is a Babylonian hat, bro.
Yeah.
From Babylonian times. Okay. Listen.
Crazy.
When you do this stuff, I'm not lying. Okay. So when Tammuz, when he was born, this is how it happens. That same type of thing they have shines the light through the beam through the sun, hits Semiramis's belly, and Tammuz is formed in there from the sun. not born of. She knew the scripture, so she knew the scripture. She knew there was a coming from a human woman. She was a devil worshiper. She was Nimrod's mother and wife. Genesis chapter 8, dude, right at the beginning of time, it's right there in front of you.
Yeah.
All idol worship broke out of there. After it broke out of there, it went to Pergamum. After Babylonian was canceled, Pergamos went to Julius Caesar's. Julius Caesar conquered that. Who is Julius Caesar the leader of? Dun, 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 Rome. What was Rome? What did he call himself? The first Pontifex Maximus, which is the bridge builder, which is the priests of Babylonians would call themselves. They were the bridge builders. Okay. So Pope, Peter was not the first Pope. Peter never went to Rome. Peter wasn't Roman. Peter never was a Pope, but they call him their first Pope. Go. They don't even know who their first Pope is. I'm like, I ask these questions to a lot of Roman Catholics. They're like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. It's like, what? Then why are you following something that a man wrote? Look at 73 or 70 Septuagint men. The Septuagint went through this, right? Translated this from the Hebrew to Greek, from Greek to you know what I'm saying, to their language, right? So they went through it. All the Greeks did and said, this is true. Goes through history. This is spot on.
The historicity of the whole Holy Bible is so on point.
This is written
man-made
by man.
Yeah.
With few Bible verses. And the doctrine of Mary doctrine didn't show up till the 19th century. So if you're going to venerate a human like that, okay, don't you think it would start off in the Bible?
Okay. Besides that, I mean, you got to think about it, dude, because, okay, if we're going to get into that a second here.
That's all part of it. It's mother, son worship in that part of the country. So when God confounded the languages and everybody split up, all that stuff went to Babylon, went to Europe, went to Rome, went to Africa, went to America, went everywhere. You go to anywhere, it's going to be a mother-son worship. Come on, man. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to put two and two together, okay? To change over a whole bunch of pagans, what do? Hey, let's just use the same worship they have, change the names. Easy.
That's what we had, guys, on our episode when we were talking about holidays where they did that with Christmas. Same thing.
It's spiritual fornication. It's just like cheating on your wife. God looks at it just like that, because who's the church? We are. Who is Jesus Christ to us? He's like a husband to us. If you're going to go around and start taking your heart and your spirit somewhere else and putting it somewhere else, you're going to have problems, dude, because you're not full of the Holy Spirit. You're putting yourself out there for other things. And I don't want that. I don't want that, dude. I don't want that. You're gonna.
And speaking of that, guys, so our founding fathers of America, because since we're in like the 1700s right now when we're talking, our founding fathers were acting like Protestants, but like they would go through the motions of going to church, and that's what that was making people comfortable that put them in office, because they're like, oh look, they go to church, they're Christian just like us. But our founding fathers, I'm not saying all of them, but most of them were behind closed doors, were practicing Freemasons. They weren't worshiping Jesus and believing in the miracles of Jesus. They weren't believing in
Freemasonry, Josh. Some of the Freemasons were Federalists first and foremost. They didn't want to be involved in other people. George Washington, rumor he was a Freemason. I don't believe that. He was a Federalist first and foremost. He did not want to stick his nose in other people's countries. Stay in your side, we'll stay on mine. And if you go through the
history, did say that. What? They did say they what you just said right there is something that, but I'm telling you, dude, when you take an oath, like to these secret societies, what you have to do is like look into it and study it. They say that, dude, the first and foremost, they're going to be a Freemason first, and they're going to put everything into that first, bro.
Yes. But what happened to George Washington?
And in 1799, George Washington passed away when he was 66. And they said
From what?
they said that he had signs that he had been poisoned from arsenic. But what they tried to say is that he had the flu, that he was in the cold. But guys, he survived the Battle of Forge, dude, which was freezing. So he knew how to take care of himself in the cold. So what they said is,
dude, he was in numerous wars.
yeah, I know. But the Battle of
Cold,
Forge was
okay, now,
freezing. Yeah.
He said his dry. They had some patsy in there telling him, oh, he got sick because he was riding wet in his thing.
Yeah.
The guy had a coat, dude. He said, my dry coat is what kept me warm.
Yeah, he had signs of being okay because they didn't know back then because they didn't see a bunch of people getting poisoned from arsenic.
But they did autopsies
now.
on people, Josh.
Yes, I know. Now, what it is we know exactly what happens when you do get poisoned from arsenic. We know all the signs, and he actually had the signs of being poisoned from arsenic. Yeah.
Died in 3 days.
All right, so we got that. I'm glad that you said that, Jason, because it pulled me right into 1799.
Why don't you talk about the Jesuit high oath? The oath. The real oath.
The Jesuit oath?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you go right after that, right when you go to there, you can go to how they poisoned their own pope. Okay. They poisoned their own popes.
Okay. That's going to be in, I actually had that written down somewhere right here. That was going to be in 1774, Pope Clement, right?
Yes.
He got Pope Clement the 14th. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mention that. Pope Clement the 14th was poisoned. He's another guy that got, they say
he got rid of the Jesuits. Okay.
And so he was part of that. Oh, Jason, sorry about that. 1773, Jesuits were abolished. 1774, Pope Clement got killed and poisoned.
Yes, what happened after that?
Thank you.
1776 started. Americas. You know why Americas was established? Because Portugal, Spain, England, France, these were all Catholic countries, and the Jesuits and the Black Pope and the Pope would have used every one of those countries to stop America from being started. That they don't talk about this in history, okay? So when you go to America, you want to worship God, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham. Excuse me, I'm sorry, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Moses, Jesus. This is who they wanted to worship. Not come to this country, write a constitution, and then right in there, bring on everybody that wants to worship whoever you want. That's how they got this started. Bring it on, bring it on. And they saw that, and there was a loophole. Let's flood them with, that's how you subvert countries, okay? That's why America is so susceptible and been susceptible since day one. Since day one, this country has been susceptible to subversion, which what you do is you flood them with who you want. They can now vote. They now have rights.
Yep.
If they own land, now they're planted, okay? And now they could start their own full-on God assault. They don't need it. They could say, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in this. I believe in killing. I believe in murder. I believe in, if this is right. And that's how you get Australia. Australia used to be a place where they would send delinquent thieves. And guess what? What happened in that country? After a while, people were just running wild out there. So it's kind of genetically, after a while, you're going to have a sick mind out there. So now you flood that country. Now they vote. Okay. This country has the right to bear arms. Man, every state has 1 million-man army in it. I don't like that. Let's change that. No more guns. Let's give them shotguns and BB guns and
yeah.
Okay,
so that's what's happening now.
Listen to Biden now. All this stuff is coming from. What I want to get to the point is where
we're going to build up. We'll build up to it, dude.
We're building up to it. This is what's not taught in schools these days. If you go to history class in 6th grade, they're going to go, and the Pilgrims came over here and they shook the Indians' hands and they learned how to grow plants by putting fish in the ground and the corn grew. They had a Thanksgiving and they all loved each other. Wrong. They came here, slaughtered everybody. Okay. Even the slaughtering of the Indians was a planned thing so they could have a sea to shining sea country ran by the papacy.
Yeah. So we are at 18. Okay, so we were at 1799. We're done with that George Washington thing. Now we're at 1814, guys. The Jesuits are reestablished
Hold on,
by
you're still skipping a lot, bro.
Pope Pius VII. What do you have? You go through your timeline too, bro. I don't want to be the one that's only leading this thing, dude. Yeah,
No,
what
no,
else
no.
do you have, bro?
You got.
Here's what I'll do.
That's the first. So that's like, oh, you're not into the high oath. I'm just gonna give it out right here. The high oath, the Jesuit high oath is. You can look it up. I forgot where it's at. It's at the Congress of something. What was it?
Oh, I have that. That's gonna be actually that's gonna be 1814. It's called the Congress of Vienna. It's where all the monasteries like Europe, Russia, France, England, Austria, the Pope, and the newly reformed Jesuits got together to make a treaty that would balance the power. They also discussed the free government across the seas, the United States.
Oh,
they didn't want our government to have an influence on their power, so they wanted to destroy our for the people government, basically.
Yes, but
not what you're talking about.
I was talking about the oh man, I lost what I was saying. It was before
you said Congress of Vienna, that's why I went off.
No, the Continental Congress or something library where you can read the High Jesuit Oath.
Oh yeah, that okay. So guys, I was trying to like the Jesuit Oath, I can pull it up. The Jesuit Oath, I don't know. It's called the National Library of Australia is one of them. I don't know. It comes up, but
there's also one in America, the Congress of something. I forgot what it's called, but you can read it and it says, I quote, "I will wage war secretly or openly against any Protestant, heretic, liberal, anybody." So basically saying they'll fillet, burn, use the poison cup, bullet. They will kill you, me, their mother. There is no disobedient Jesuit. There's no such thing as a disobedient Jesuit. I forgot what they even showed it to what was that guy's name? Not the Black Pope now. There's a new one, but there was one before that. Oh man, I can't remember.
It's very hard to read this. The one that comes up, it's like it's hard to read it, guys. But what Jason was saying is just the part that's like the that's like the meat and potatoes of the part that's really crazy that they say where they're talking about.
Oh, Nicholas Adolphus. So Nicholas Adolphus, this lady walks up to him. She's like,
there we go, Jason. Hold on, Jason.
That's what I hold, and he's like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
What do you mean? Let me see.
I do.
I will burn, fillet, kill, and stomp babies' heads in. This is disgusting. He's all, "What?"
Here we go, Jason. I got it right here. I think.
I don't know English. He's like,
it says, when he said, I will do furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war secretly and openly against all heretics, Protestants, and liberals, as I am directed to, expirate them from the face of the earth, and that I will spare neither age, sex, or condition, and I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle, and bury alive those infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and wombs of the women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls, in order to annihilate their execrable race. Okay,
this
guys.
Is their mission report. This
is the Jesuit oath, dude. I'm reading it straight from.
Check it out, guys. This is what you do.
Guys, this is like when you go to like you start working for a corporation and they have like a mission statement and you go up there and read it and you're like, wow, that's interesting. And then you get down to page like 3 and you're like, whoa, fillet, kill, poison. What is going on with this thing? So yeah, dude, that's I'm glad you brought that up, man.
Sign me up for this part. I want to see what goes down here.
Okay, so what am I missing, dude? I got 1799 and I skipped to 1814 because that's when they were reestablished. Is that where you were at, or what?
Okay, so the reason why I didn't want to skip so far ahead, because you have to understand, when they were subverting countries, they started with Japan, the whole ring, the Pacific Rim, right? Yep. And as they were going, they'd come in and they'd say, okay, start Catholic cities. Okay. So they was to go around, and it was like an inquisition. Instead of spreading the love of Jesus Christ, they were spreading it. And then when they weren't people receiving it, they were forcing it. So in Japan in 1639, the emperor says, no more Catholics, no more Europeans, no more of you guys. Okay. Because the Buddhists were complaining. Revolution came. It sounds kind of like what goes on right now. You got Marxism, you got communism, you got socialism, all subverting our country right now. And what do you got? Civil war knocking on the door right now of America, which was the last time that happened. And guess who was involved in that civil war? The Jesuits and the papacy. Lincoln even said, dude, this is, I love this stuff.
The Civil War is
everybody, even the Monroe Doctrine. Go forward and go forward down the line, Josh. The Monroe Doctrine.
Hold on. I got a few things. Okay. So we got we already talked about the, okay. So John Adams, this is in 1814, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both opposed the reestablishment of the Jesuits. There was a letter that was written back and forth that sounded like these two were worried about the infiltration of America by the Jesuits. I just wanted to add that because later down the line, you're going to see what happened to John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Speculation. Okay. Okay. So now we have, I already talked about the Congress of Vienna. Now I jump to 1822. Do you have anything between 1814 and 1822 that you need to talk about, Jason?
Well,
we're doing a timeline, dude. So I don't want to just jump the Civil War yet.
You're going good. You're talking about, I know you're going with the Jefferson, James Monroe, Adams.
I got that. So 1822, we got 8 years later. These same people, which is like the same Congress of Vienna, they met up to discuss the United States again. The group called themselves now under the Pope and the Jesuits. They called themselves the Holy Alliance. They decided what they decided when they all met up again was that they wanted to destroy the United States. And the way to do that was to send as many Catholic immigrants into the United States as they could, which is the subversion that my brother was actually talking about. Okay. So 1823 is what I'm going to jump to. Thomas Jefferson sent a letter to James Monroe that the Holy Alliance, the Pope, and the Jesuit is the greatest threat to America that they've ever seen. So James Monroe came up with the Monroe Doctrine, where he told the European,
which is not taught in school.
No, it's not.
Part of it is not taught in school. They tell you how it's like, it's important for the Monroe Doctrine, the blah, 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 blah. But if you tell them the basis of it, people won't believe you. I tell you right now, it says, you stay in your country, we'll stay in ours. If you colonize in the Western Hemisphere, we will consider it an act of war. And we will, and George Washington said, I will not oppose coming back and leading this army again. And what they do to him, gone. Whiskey Rebellion, he didn't know he was taking on the Jesuits there, gone. He's done. You go down to you're going to go with Monroe, Jefferson.
Okay. So we got we got that. Okay. So now I'm going to go to 1825. Alexander the First of Russia. He was actually part of the Congress of Vienna. He was in the meetings with all the Jesuits. He started getting some extreme paranoia. Okay. And he expelled all the Jesuits and shut down all Freemasonic temples in Russia. He kicked all the Jesuits out of Russia and he expelled all the Jesuits out of Russia. Right. And they say that he ended up dying from typhus. But what happened is he said that he was poisoned, and he stated that while he was dying, I knew that they would get me, speaking of the Jesuits, but I didn't know they would give me such a slow death. So he knew he got poisoned, and he believed that it was from the Jesuits. Okay. So we have that. Also in 1825, something else. Jason, what do you have? Go ahead.
Remember, and also when everyone opposed them, they killed King Louis' son. They chopped off the head of Marie Antoinette. You oppose these guys, you're going down. Okay, so when you're going through this whole thing, now look at. So I have a list. There's more, but you have George Washington poisoned, the popes, a couple of them already poisoned. Okay, you have James Monroe Doctrine was opposing the Jesuits, poisoned. Jefferson.
Well, wait, dude. You got to wait till we get to that part because
you're already there. These guys are all gone.
They're not dead yet. They're not dead yet. I have it, bro. That's why
They all
I just
died,
want
and
to.
two guys-
I'm
and two
going
of
by
them-
it. It's okay. I love you, bro. So I just
I'm
want to
saying
go
that-
over each thing for the year. So the timeline. I'm gonna have Monroe. I'm gonna have all that, bro. Believe me, I took really thorough notes. Okay, so in 1825, we get to see the type of organization that we're dealing with. I don't know if you remember this part, Jason, but 13 Jesuits had a meeting in Chieri, Italy, to discuss tactics of taking down the Protestants of America. They had the meeting unbeknownst to them. There was a young novelist named Abane Leon that overheard the meeting, which was about world domination. And here's what they heard. This is what the Jesuits were saying, guys. I'm going to go over it. I wrote all of it down. Jay, do you remember this part, Jay?
Yeah, I remember all of this.
Okay. He says, you will know what we aim at is the empire of the world. Let us prefer a secret war, though less brilliant, is more sure to bring us the advantage. Let us shun too much light as to the Pope of the Vicar of Christ. We may say that God designs for extermination, like the Canaanites, all the nations that refuse to enter into the unity of the church. And the Vicar of Jesus Christ is appointed to execute these judgments in due time. And to Protestants that aren't Roman Catholics, we have, however, one source of rejoicing. We cherish at the bottom of our hearts this principle that whatever does not unite with us must be annihilated. So Protestantism must be utterly abolished. Then they said to the Bible that the serpent with head erect and eyes flashing fire threatens us with its venomous whilst and trails along the ground shall be changed again into a rod as we were able to seize it, and that wounds will not afflict within upon these hardened pharaohs and these cunning magicians. Dude, they're talking about
I know. The Bible coming back and kicking them in the butt.
That's
what they're saying. They're saying this thing will be turned into a rod again, and it's going to come and slap the crap out of us. We must annihilate the beliefs now, hold tradition above the word, and keep this money shekel machine keep on going. Because when this comes out, when people start going, even demons will tell you, I know Paul, I know Jesus. I don't know you, dude. I never heard of you, but I know these guys.
Yeah.
So obviously there's power in this. Okay. There's power in the word. There's power in Jesus Christ, not the vicar of Christ. They don't say the vicar of Jesus Christ. They call him the vicar of Christ. Okay.
Yeah. Antichrist. Anyways. All right. So we got Josh. All right, guys. So now
different name, bro.
Yes. I know. So let's go to July 4th, 1826. I'm going to tell you guys something.
Before we start going on about all these people, getting offed, there was a old Indian curse. This is a story. It's the zero curse of the presidents. So all these presidents that we're going to talk about right now, Washington, all these guys, an Indian was on his deathbed after he was a medicine man, and he was about to die, and he put a curse on all the presidents. Okay, this is what they say they did to throw kind of like a little bit of shade on their aspect of what was going on. So it's a conspiracy. Now, if you read about it, it's all these presidents and all the people that we're going to talk about all died in a 0 year, except for one. And we'll talk about him. And he was at one dedication ceremony that stood out in my mind big time. And he died. He's all rough and ready, dude. And then we'll talk about him. But he died at one dedication, and that was at the Washington Monument dedication.
Oh yeah, I have that. You gotta wait till that one comes up, because I know,
but I'm saying, but like that's how you and the Washington monuments are a phallic symbol that were all stolen by who? The Romans. And they all plan them in different parts of the world. So all roads lead to where? Rome. Read it, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So Jason, here's what we have. July 4th, which is obviously Independence Day, guys. It's coming up. You guys know. July 4th, 1826. This is no coincidence. I don't know, man. It sounds crazy to me, but Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, both who opposed the Jesuits, died on the same day. And they, I just heard a firework go off, guys. They're going off because we're talking about this. So anyways, they died on the same day. Now back then, it wasn't the same, dude. Like they were old. So they said they died of natural causes, but guys, they died on the same exact day. Those are the two people that were writing letters back and forth to each other about the Jesuits and fighting against the Holy Alliance and saying that they're the biggest threat to come into America. Okay. So July 4th, 1826, those two die. And then now we go to July 4th, 1831. James Monroe, who came up with the Monroe Doctrine, died. They say of tuberculosis, but if you look up what the arsenic poisoning effects are, it's the same stuff, dude. So they both end up dying on Independence Day, which is crazy, dude. That's crazy to me. Do you have anything else to add, dude, between 1831 and 1826, bro? Because I don't want to.
No. What's going on is you're exactly right. But see, like I said, it was supposed to be the Indian said your president will die. Every celebration you guys have, every year, every president that's elected in an year, every Independence Day, he will die. And that's what the Indians, that's what the Indian states. That's what I heard. You can look it up. It's the old zero curse.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
I don't know.
And it was against all these guys. And go on, Josh, go on.
Okay. So we got April.
Washington. Let's go down. We got Washington, James Monroe, Jefferson, Adams. Okay.
Yep.
All
now
dead.
Yeah.
All the same symptoms.
Yeah.
All fast 3 or 4 days with each other, all dead. Now go on.
Okay, so now we have 1841, William Henry Harrison, who mentioned in his inaugural speech that the kings and queens do not have divine right, which would go against what the Pope and the Jesuit order and the Holy Alliance. Okay, that totally goes against those guys. He died just 35 days into his presidency. Okay, guys, and he died of an illness that some say was from being poisoned. Okay, guys. So that's a president
burning of the throat, tightness of the lungs.
Same exact thing that everybody else had, dude. Same exact, for the tuberculosis type deal.
Henry Harrison was not going to accept Texas, a slave territory. And this is what you're going to get into after this, the way the papacy used slavery to twist our country.
Oh, no, Zach. Okay. We have Zachary Taylor for that, bro.
Zachary Taylor after that.
Yeah, he's the one. Okay. So next, 1848, guys. Switzerland expelled the Jesuits from Switzerland. Just putting that in there, bro, so you guys kind of see what's up with these guys, okay? July 9th is when this guy passed away, but he actually got poisoned on July 4th, 1850. And this guy's name, he's another president of the United States, Zachary Taylor. He went to the groundbreaking ceremony.
Computer's acting up, Josh.
Is it?
There you go.
Is it okay? Is it okay now? Okay, I'm going to tell you, Jason.
I got you.
It says the internet is unstable, but okay. So guys, they're going to be able to hear me, Jason, because if I can hear myself, if I can hear myself, they'll be able to hear me, but you might not be able to hear me, but they'll be able to hear me, dude. So, okay. So we got July 9th, 1850, Zachary Taylor. He went to the groundbreaking ceremony of the Washington Monument. He had a bowl of cherries and he fell ill. He was close to dying on July 4th, which is the same as these other guys back then. And he felt like just like the other presidents, but he lasted 5 days. He was a tough
rough
guy.
And ready, staying alive because I'm gonna avoid the curse. You wanted to avoid
Taylor,
this. I ain't gonna die when they tell me. But the Washington Monument,
yes, the obelisk, right?
But remember the Washington Monument right now, because we're going down the timeline. Remember the symbolism of the Washington Monument now. They just killed the president. That was there.
And they actually did it at the ceremony. He got poisoned from a bowl of cherries at the ceremony.
I've eaten thousands. I got diarrhea from a bowl of cherries. I ain't never died from a bowl of cherries. So here's an important part. Taylor didn't want slavery pushed to any other parts of the country. Since slavery was dividing our country, the Jesuits wanted slavery to keep going, expanding to different parts of America. President Fillmore, who was the guy that took over for Taylor, he completed what President Taylor didn't want just 2 months after taking office. So they basically annexation of Texas, 1845.
Yeah. So Zachary Taylor didn't want that to happen. So what happened is he's not working with the Jesuits or with these Freemasons. So what happens is, boom, they off him, right? Basically kill him. And the guy that took over, President Fillmore, completed it. So you see how they got their work done, man. They took him out, and then what they wanted to get done ended up happening.
Now we have a country divided.
Yes. And guys, okay, now we have 1850.
Next issue.
1855.
The next issue is going to be a little divided as well. Not a lot of people are going to agree with my stance on this. Not a lot of people are going to agree with how this goes, but this is how history is. You could read the books.
Jason, let me mention the Abraham Lincoln kind of even getting involved at all. So we have Abraham Lincoln in 1855. He represented a Roman Catholic priest named Charles Chiniquy. I don't know, Chiniquy.
Yes,
sorry, guys.
He wrote a book. Okay.
Terrible. Okay. Yes. Read the book. And Charles didn't like how corrupt the priests were in Chicago. They were drinking, stealing property, and being sexually promiscuous. So he reported it to his bishop, and the bishop told him to keep quiet about it. And then all of a sudden,
hold on. You got to remember what Chiniquy was doing as well. He was preaching directly from the Bible. He was spreading the word directly from the Bible, and he was protesting what they were doing. They were raising money from the people around, from Illinois, from Chicago, and Chicago was hiding this. Okay, don't get this twisted. Chicago and Illinois is a dirty city. Dirty, been dirty, still dirty now. You could tell by their mayor and how they run their state and their city, but. This is a very important court case.
Trial. Yes, it was very huge, guys. This trial was like the trial of the century for them. And so you see Abraham Lincoln was representing this gentleman, okay, guys? So they ended up, So what happened is they found a witness that was actually there the night that Father Lavelle
he was done. Chiniquy was going down.
Yeah, he was going down for rape, guys.
Everything.
And back then it gets crazy. But listen, he was getting charged with rape. I guess they found a witness that was there the night that Father Lavelle planned to frame Charles Chiniquy. And once the prosecution found out about this witness, they dropped the charges against Charles Chiniquy. Sorry, guys. And after, I guess he was crying. Okay. And then Abraham Lincoln asked him why he was crying. He said, "I'm not crying for myself. I'm crying for you, because there's 11 Jesuits back there in the courtroom that are giving you a death stare, and they're going to surely try to kill you." Okay. So, and then Lincoln told him, "If I die, I'm going to die an honorable death because I was representing you," which is pretty cool.
No. You got to say that right, bro.
Say it right. I was trying to do it good. Jason, say it right, because
he says, "Why are you crying? We have vanquished your enemies, and they are gone. They're out. They are long gone." He says, "I'm not crying for you, for myself. Lincoln, I'm crying for you because I saw nothing but death in their eyes, and they're going to kill you for what they did to you, for what you did for me." Mm-hmm. And he says, "Well, let this be my death certificate." And he hands him a $50 bill. He says, "Here." And then he sobers up and says, "It matters not where a man must die, but that he dies at the post of duty and honor."
That's what he said? Sorry, guys. I screwed that one up.
You look at him, and I did a lot of studies on Lincoln, and I got a lot of mixed reviews. I got a lot of people from the South that say he's a tyrant. I got a lot of people from the South that say he was a good man. You got up the North that say he was a tyrant. That was a good man. You get a lot. He just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He got elected into presidency. Nobody thought he was going to be able to amount to war, but the Jesuits knew. They studied him. He's a very smart man, and he knew what he was doing. But ultimately, like we said, you have to think. You can't think daily and it's instead of chess. This is like chess times a million. These guys were thinking 10 different steps, different ways. If Lincoln does this, we have this.
They have to have Satan's help, dude.
Yes, if
we kill this guy, they have to have Satan's help.
Yes, we can bring in their backup. If this guy dies, we got this guy. If this doesn't work, we eradicate them both. Yeah. We get another guy in there. It's like these guys were thinking along. I forgot what it's called. Like it's
I know the hectic that I have that, bro. Helectic. It's a helectic dialect.
Yes.
Yes.
Something like that, dude. Where you're thinking like 30
on.
different moves still gives you the same outcome.
Gosh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have that, dude. I actually wrote that.
I forgot what it's called.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Start learning these words, dude. They're too big for me to say. But you have to think like them, and they're very smart, and they know how to use everything, every asset. And so ultimately, Lincoln gives a speech. He talks about how sinister the Jesuits and the Pope were at the time of what they did. You got South, North, guys in cahoots, everybody, nobody really going for the goal of what they really were supposed to be there. It's kind of like a Vietnam. There was no one won.
Hold on, Jason. Okay, this is what my brother said. So helectic dialect accomplished the change you seek by creating a problem you secretly control to steer opposition toward your desired result. That's what my brother is talking about. Doesn't that sound familiar? Yes. Just like 9/11, just like COVID-19, Pearl Harbor, Gulf of Tonkin.
Let's tell them like this, okay? It's kind of in the arts of judo, okay? Someone's gonna throw a punch, okay? You're a smaller dude. You're not gonna fight this big old guy. So what you do, you use his weight against him. You take his punch and you let him punch the rest of the way. And you let him basically crash into the wall. So that's what they do with us. They say, okay, look. Here's the problem. We got the solution. We're just gonna guide you where we want you to go. Even if you fight civil war, invasion, whatever happens, the goal is still gonna be met. You guys are in rubble. We have the packaged answer for you. Come take it. Come get it.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have so much more to go over.
Yeah, I know, but I don't care. This can even be.
All right, we have so 1863, George Stonewall Jackson, who was a South general.
Did you even go through Napoleon yet?
Napoleon?
You didn't even get to Napoleon at all.
Napoleon is coming up, dude, isn't he? When was Napoleon? Napoleon was. Where's Napoleon? I know I had something about
Napoleon
him.
was right before the Civil War.
Was he? Why don't I have him then?
Because you got to understand, Stonewall Jackson looked up what Napoleon did at Waterloo and said, look.
How do I not have Napoleon?
Yeah, you got to have Napoleon in there, bro. Napoleon was like, dude, he was used by the Jesuits why do you think all those, dude, you disobeyed. You got the shaft, bro. You disobeyed, you got the shaft. Okay. Napoleon wasn't just some joke. Dudes, hey man, Napoleon was like, hey, dude, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna rip you a new one. And like he said, he even stated, the Pope is not a friar of some local, church. He is a general. He is a leader of an army, and his arsenal reaches far across nations to nations. This is a great subject because you don't even have Napoleon in there, dude.
I would think I would.
About the nap.
Do you have stuff on the Napoleon? Because I don't know why I'm not having this. I thought I had it in my notes.
You have to say because Napoleon was used by the Jesuits to
I have to have it, dude.
Over France. Yeah, I know. See, it doesn't matter, bro. That's why you got me on, dude, because I remember Napoleon was around the time of this, before the Civil War a little bit, dude.
Yeah, I know. I think I had a bunch of notes on Napoleon, bro. I don't know what I have a bunch of. Oh,
because of the Battle of Waterloo, the Battle of Waterloo, he gives up his army. He was finished. He was tired of it. He's like, I got to do this because.
Okay, guys, here we go. I did, you know what? I did kind of mess up. Okay, so 1776, that was it. Okay, well, I'll just bring it up real quick. Okay, guys. So 1776, there was a unique alliance occurred between the Rothschilds and Adam Weishaupt, which is the Illuminati. you have you have a high level of Freemasonry and Jesuit connection right there. Okay, so the bankers during which they actually funded the French Revolution, they used Napoleon's army and Napoleon to wreak havoc on their enemies. I can't get too deep into Napoleon, but he said the Jesuits are a military organization, not a religious order. Their chief is a general, not a father of a mere monastery. Their goal is power, absolute power, universal power, and power to control the world through a single man, the Pope. If that doesn't sound like a new world order, I don't even know what does, man. Seriously, dude, what he was saying right there.
This has been going on since the beginning of even why Jesus Christ was even sent to this earth. Okay.
Yeah.
To get rid of this stuff, man. This is not the order of the Council of Trent and
they want
to get rid of kings. They want to.
I have to add this. Okay, and then guys, let me tell you guys about Napoleon. So he fought all those wars, did all this stuff for the Jesuits, and then he ended up getting poisoned in 1821. Sorry, guys.
They're all. I should
have definitely had that. Guys, you have to excuse me, man. I had so many notes, guys.
Catholic, bro, Roman Catholic. You poison your own boy who did all your dirty work.
So so we got 1863. General Stonewall Jackson poisoned, and then also his doctor was poisoned too, which is crazy. What do
you mean? Just poison, bro? He was ambushed by his own dudes.
Yeah, talk about it.
Dude, his wife was like, please.
Dude, we're only in the 1800s, and we only have like 45 minutes left, so I'm trying to get through it. Okay, so Josh, we got that.
You're going good. You're doing great, bro. You're hitting almost everything, dude. Just let me fill in some of the blanks and go ahead, dude.
For sure. Fill in the blanks because
you're doing great.
I have notes, guys, but I mean, I'm doing my best to get through this. So we got now we got April 16th, 1865. Old Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. Okay. According to Alberto Rivera, an ex-Jesuit priest, he was assassinated by the Jesuits. James Booth converted to Catholicism, and then so they got back at him for they got back at Abraham Lincoln for the Chiniquy trial. That is what this Jesuit priest is saying, an ex-Jesuit priest that's exposing the Jesuits. And they also went after a few different people that day. I guess it was 4 people that they tried to assassinate, and they only ended up getting Abraham Lincoln. And this is not an Abraham Lincoln episode, but I'm telling you, when that happened, his Secret Service, was like a successor for sure for the Jesuits. He just ended up not being in the room, and then boom, he goes and blasts Abraham Lincoln, which is pretty crazy.
And the guy that was guarding his post just happened to leave, and he wasn't punished for it.
Yes. Okay. So we have that.
Hold on. The guys that did that, they flee the country.
Yes.
One of the guys that actually it was a worldwide manhunt. They were going after this guy. His name is I got his name right here.
Cool. Spit it out.
Where'd it go? Samuel. No, not Samuel Morse. Morse is the guy that actually was Lincoln's buddy Samuel Morse, who wrote Morse code, went to Lincoln and was telling him the Pope's involvement and to get into and what was going on. But the man out for Joseph Surratt.
Yeah, there you go.
John Wilkes Booth killed him, but Joseph Surratt got away. He was like the getaway guy. He went to a Roman Catholic monastery in Rome.
Yes.
Hid out. And they came up on him. They found him after a while. So
yes,
why would he go there?
So guys, you can tell that they were involved in that. So we got 1872, the Germans expelled the Jesuits. 1880, France expelled the Jesuits. So as I'm going, I'm just going to tell you guys the countries that are kicking these people out because of the stuff that they're doing.
You can have no country. You could have no country with these people in your country, dude.
Yeah. Telling you. So now we have 1912. Okay. This is the Titanic is next. Okay, guys. This is gonna okay. I just gotta tell you.
You went far ahead after that, the 1912. But
yeah, I went from 1880 to 1912.
So I'll tell you right now, the use of all this was never to accomplish the sovereignty of states, never to help out the North and the South, never to unite us, never. It was to kill Protestants throughout the country, North and South, no matter what. The young boys of this country died because of this stupid thing called slavery, which has been going on for since the beginning of time. And slavery, they did use this type of slavery, but they use that propaganda to bring down.
Yeah, there you go. All it is, guys, they're using it to divide the country. That's all it was. Okay.
Yes, because slaves in the South, they were loved. They were loved by their owners. Okay. But I'll tell you right, I'm not lying, bro. This is the Northerners owned it. This is why they divided
guys.
them.
All that stuff. We don't have time to go over all that.
I know. You want to
skip ahead. But I don't want to get into it because it's
Samuel Morris.
You guys got to. If you guys, I'm going to tell you guys right now. If you guys want to,
Samuel Morris is a credible person, Josh.
I know. All they got to do is study it if they want to look into it.
But he wrote Morse code.
Okay.
He was Lincoln's very good friend. Okay.
I get it.
And he wrote books. Eric John Phelps.
Guys, if you guys feel like studying that, look into it. We'll have an episode where we can bring it, dig deeper into that. So we got 1912.
The Constitution, though, you should remember, you guys should go to the 14th Amendment. When you get to the 14th Amendment, we haven't got to that yet, but I would love to talk about the 14th Amendment and the Constitution of how
we'll get into that on another episode, bro. And when we dig into that, because I don't have time to go into all that. We're probably like at 45 minutes, almost an hour already. So look, we got 1912. The Titanic sank due to hitting an iceberg. Okay. The boat was built by J.P. Morgan, and there was some passengers on there. Okay. A lot of the passengers were against the Federal Reserve starting. Okay. So here's what they say. They say that one of the stops the Titanic had, a Jesuit priest got on. He took pictures of all the elite people, and then he ended up getting off the ship. The captain of the ship. What?
They got one of the rich guys says, "Hey man, I'll give you safe passage. You can stay on the boat, party with us." He's let me call my advisor. And the advisor said, "Get off that ship now." The guy driving the boat was insane.
Yes. Okay. And we're not going to get too deep into the Titanic, but what happened is that Jesuit did that. Okay. The Federal Reserve, if you guys dig deep into that, that's another episode that we're probably going to have, definitely. But what happened is the captain of that ship, they say, was a Jesuit. He was warned 8 times to slow that ship down, and they ended up going through those icebergs, and boom. Okay. The Titanic sank, and those passengers that were against the Federal Reserve starting, they ended up dying. So that's all we have on that. I can't get too crazy.
I got some on that. The flares that were on the boat was supposed to be blue for distress. When you shot off those flares, they were supposed to go blue. And when they did, passing boats in the lane were supposed to see that going off. Someone switched them out with white flares. So it looked like they were having a party on the boat. And you know what? They weren't even filling up the lifeboats. They were filling up them to not even capacity, man.
Yeah.
This is sick, dude. How do you run these? We're not even to John F. Kennedy yet. Okay.
No, we're at
Josh.
Okay. 1912. What'd you say, Jay? Oh, the internet's doing it again?
Yeah, a little bit, but we're not even at John F. Kennedy yet, bro.
Okay, now we're at
you're covering up things in America that this was an unsinkable ship. They said God couldn't sink this ship, and God sunk it on its first voyage. You know why? Because to show everybody, screw all you guys. You guys want to worship this devil like you guys do your money. I'm gonna kill all you guys because I don't care. You guys are not right.
Well, the bad people.
They were.
I will say something real quick about the Titanic. There were seats on the Titanic. Like JP Morgan was supposed to go, and there was a lot of elite people that were for the Federal Reserve that ended up calling off and not going. Okay, guys. And those were like suites, beautiful suites that they were going to be staying in. You know what I mean? So it's almost like they kind of knew
on the Titanic
what was going to happen.
This wasn't some speedboat,
Yeah.
Don's boat you go on. You're going on the Titanic, bro.
Yeah.
Maiden voyage. Hell yeah, I want to be on that. This is history.
Yeah.
I'm one of the richest dudes in the world. I built this boat. I'm not going
Yeah.
on that boat. Why?
Nope.
Because they're going to sink it.
Yeah.
Everybody, and I'm going to make a lot of money off of this.
Yes.
Later.
Guys, look into it.
Insurance you probably made on that? The insurance you probably made on that boat? Come on, dude. He probably said, unsinkable boat. Anybody's going to insure this boat. It's unsinkable. Science says it's unsinkable. You get the insurance, you sink it, you start the depression off with a lot of money.
All right. So we got 1914, dude. Next would be World War I. We got Gavrilo Princip, Bosnian Serb, a member of the Black Hand Military Society,
Kills Franz
assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Okay, Archduke Ferdinand is what everybody knows him as. Okay, guys. And this gentleman said the assassination was a Freemason hit out on his head.
Did you learn this in high school?
They say the black
sixth grade.
No, well,
I did.
You guys don't get to hear. Yeah, I learned about this, but
I did. I learned all about this.
So
my teacher was a good teacher, dude.
So the assassination, they said it was a Freemason hit out on his head. That's what the assassin said. Gavrilo Princip, right? The Black Pope, they say, is the leader, the leader of the Jesuit, or the general of the Jesuit, controls what the high-level Masons do. So in a way, you can connect the Jesuit to the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. Okay, guys? So next, we're going to jump to 1927. Okay.
Are elite presidents and leaders of countries. You're not even telling that.
Yeah.
They're killing these people right in front of you and saying they're doing it, and nobody does anything about it.
Yep. Because
fear.
Because I talked about it, guys. The reason why is because the octopus, Lucifer, the Luciferian doctrine is there, and there's all these tentacles, and all these tentacles have already infiltrated the people that would be prosecuting them, that would be trying to take them down. You know what I mean? You guys know how it is. I mean,
so
the people that are listening.
The government cares about you? You think that everybody cares about you? They don't care about you at all. They can care less about a Gentile dogs that they call us, that we are, that they think they are. They think America is this. So speaking of that, we got 1927. Dictator Joseph Stalin became the leader of the Soviet Union between 1937 and 1941. He killed an estimated 106,000 Christian clergymen. And he went to a Christian school, and they said that the Christian school was ran by the Jesuits. They think that he was highly influenced by the Jesuit order, and to be relentless against Orthodox Christians, guys. That is crazy. So now, what is Russia now? Russia's Orthodox Christian.
I know, bro. If you guys study that, look up that gentleman, man. Look up Vladimir Putin. Look him up. Orthodox Christian. Very true, Jason. Good point. Now, Jason, we have 1929. I know you've been waiting for this part. Now we have Vatican City emerged, and the Vatican. Okay, the Italian government under Mussolini gave the Vatican $1 billion, dude, to start. Jason,
more than that. It had to, dude.
I know.
Now
I know.
what it's worth.
Jason,
now what that's
worth.
worth.
I know. I get it. This is just what they. Okay, so we got. So Jason, what does Vatican mean?
Well, the definition is gonna say worship of the divine serpent.
Okay.
The Vatican sits on 7 hills. Okay. If you look inside the Vatican, it is a serpent, dude. The whole thing is okay.
I wish, guys, if I knew how to show you guys like screen share and show you guys, I could show you, but just look
We're
it up.
gonna start getting this done for you guys.
Do this, guys. Okay, so also, if you guys look, just Google Vatican, okay, guys? What does Vatican mean? And what you're going to get prophetic dragon, and you're going to get divine serpent, okay, guys? That's the 2 things you're going to get. Real quick, we're going to go over what So Vatican City ultimately means the city of the divine serpent or the city of the prophetic dragon. Who is the divine serpent in the Bible? Okay, guys. Genesis 3 verses 1 through 5. Okay. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast on the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, God said, ye not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat it, neither shall you touch it, or ye shall die. And the serpent said to the woman, ye shall surely die, for God doth not in the day ye eat of. I'm sorry, I can't read that part.
First of all, if you want to get
God
that right,
for God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof. This is King James, guys. Sorry, I'm like reading. Then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So, guys, that is the divine serpent. Okay. And then also, guys, just to give you guys a side note, there's actually a telescope that we've always talked about called that, and the telescope is called Lucifer. I just wanted to add that. Let me tell you guys, who is the dragon in the Bible, guys? Revelation 12:7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. We got Jeremiah 51:37. And Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment and an hissing without inhabitant. Revelation 20 verse 2. He seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is the devil or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. Okay, guys. So Vatican City, prophetic dragon city can be translated. You can even translate it to the city of the Antichrist, because the prophetic dragon can also be the Antichrist as well, guys. So look into it. I suggest my audience, you can Google what is the meaning of Vatican, and you're going to see it right there. It'll tell you. Jason, did you have anything to add on the Vatican, bro? I do have something else, but go ahead.
Dude, in the book of Daniel, it's going to tell you Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, dude. And it tells you where they split up. Rome went one way, East Germany is the other way. That is the Roman Empire. Okay. So now you're getting to World War. You went to World War I. Okay. Who started World War I?
Oh, we're on World War I. Yeah, I got that.
Who started it? Who started World War I?
Who started it? Hold on. I'll go back to my timeline. It was about the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. Okay, it's once that happened, that kicked it off.
What else did that go to?
What do you mean? What else did I go to? Go ahead. What was even the goal of World War
I?
I don't know. What is it?
Damn, nobody knows. You know what it was? To kill Protestant men, to kill Protestant families, bro. These were all wars about killing Protestants and people who believed in Christ. Okay, yeah. This was never wars against people. That was about political nothing. So now you got World War I. Keep this world in war. Make sure no one's paying attention what the did. Keep this world in fear, like they do now. This is 101 mind control.
Yes,
this is guys, how you. This is stuff they were taught. The mystics were teaching you. Yes. We're going to teach you how to control their mind.
The 7 sacred sciences, bro. Look into that. The esoteric 7 sacred sciences. You'll find out that it's all about that stuff. Okay, so let's keep going, dude.
This is the opposite of that.
Let's keep going, dude.
Fear. Only in one thing: fear in God, not the fear
of it. Fear of the Lord, man. Amen to that.
Dude, these people made a. All
right, so we got 1929 now, guys. 1929. The Vatican started in 1929. What else happened? The stock market crashed in the United States. One of the big players in the stock market crash was a Roman Catholic short seller, Joseph P. Kennedy. When the stock market crashed, Kennedy completely avoided it. He sold everything days before the markets plummeted. Then he took his money, bought assets at the lows several months later, increasing his wealth by more than 10 times. Also,
the Pope did that as well with that.
The Vatican, that's what I'm saying. The Vatican also buys American businesses and stocks for pennies on the dollar. So by the time the United States gets back on its feet, the archbishops of New York and the Pope are running corporations. Some of the money the Vatican made was used to finance Hitler.
World.
I know that sounds crazy, but look into it.
No. When you start to, okay, we just tied in 200 years, almost, we tied in about 600, 700 years of history, all through a secret society. A lot of different secret societies, but the same goal. And the helilingal, whatever how you say it.
Oh, helectic doctrine.
Yes, is real.
Helectic dialect. Sorry.
How can you sit there and not understand this stuff? And you do your studies, and you're like, okay, well, you do the same thing with the Bible. You run along with history. You go through it, and okay, Joshua. Okay, this stuff happened in history. Okay, Samuel, Job. Oh man, Isaiah. These guys have a pretty good knock on history. So I'm going to say the Bible's real. You go to Acts, that's what they did. They look through like, you're right, dude. Jews need signs. The Greeks, Gentiles seek wisdom. We read this book. We this is all we need, brother. Sorry, we don't need your other stuff. No, what you don't want to do tradition anymore? You're not going to follow our ways? No, we don't want that. Oh, okay. Kill everybody in the city. Kill everybody here that believes that, because if you don't, you spread this message. It's just like how Cain silenced Abel, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to spread that message. You guys spread the we have hands in our salvation. Our works show God how good we are. We do everything. You know, I gave the bum some money. I did this for the good of Christ, for, I don't know how they say it, but for the greater of God. But what they're not doing it for that. They're doing it for Satan, not for God.
Yes, guys, look into that.
Some of them that are following this stuff, that are low-level Masons, low-level things, they think they're following Christian values, Christian doctrines. They're not.
Because you have to believe in a God, not the God. So look, you're talking about Freemasons. Okay, 1933. Okay, I told you guys at the very end right there that the money the Vatican made was used to finance Hitler. People might say you're crazy, but there was actually a nun, or actually Adolf Hitler was a Roman Catholic, and there was actually a nun that all
of East Germany was Roman Catholics, bro.
I get it.
Rome. That was Rome. That was the holy side of Rome went that way.
Okay, here we go. I got it.
Vatican went to Rome in Italy.
So Archbishop
Rome has never been defeated.
Archbishop Emilio Baselli met with Adolf Hitler, according to a nun named Pascalina. She was there the day she said Adolf Hitler told him he was going to stop communism, and he gave him a large sum of money from the church's money, and it was a Vatican, the Vatican money and the Knights of Malta bankers from America. Also, Prescot Bush was mentioned, and George Herbert Walker Bush, and they were all Skull and Bones members. So George Bush, Prescott Bush, the Vatican, all were involved in financing Hitler. You guys got to look up, because even to this day right now, Jason, they're actually searching through the documents. They're actually searching. There's like millions of documents. They're searching. It's Pope Pius XII. They're searching through documents right now. They just unsealed them because they're trying to, they said, this is what the Pope said, that the one that we have now said, the good stuff that he did, which during the Holocaust, the Catholic Church did rescue 800,000 Jews estimated. Okay. That figure is contested, they said, but 800,000 Jews, they did rescue some, but they also financed the war. So he's playing both sides, dude. So what he did is, to keep your mind off of the Catholic Church actually financing Hitler, they ended up saving a bunch of Jews. About 800,000 Jews is what they said. Okay. So that's a good thing that they did, but you got to look in the background, dude, of what they did. You know, they actually financed Hitler, and then now they're saving some of the Jews. So now people go, look at the Catholic Church. They're doing great things, but look what they actually did.
But also you have the Pope Benedict, which was the one before that, which was the German guy. He was a Grand Inquisitor of the Nazi Party. you don't, people don't understand that he was killing people at will because he was an inquisitor, which means a spiritual. Spanish Inquisition, same thing. You come to your country. Do you worship this way? No. Do you want to worship this way? No. You will worship this way. No, we won't. You're done. Next. You will worship this way. No. After the third or fourth guy, the other one's on. Yeah, I'll worship that way. It's all good. I don't care. Don't kill me or my family, please. That's selling your soul.
Yeah.
Because you're being offered disgusting, sinful life on this earth in trade for spiritual fornication.
Yeah. So
it's
we got
that, bro. It's not even, it's cut and dry, bro. That's how it is. You go that way. God says in the Bible, God says, and I quote, do not do what the heathens do. Do not burn their churches. Do not kill them. Separate yourself from them, which means just go your way, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
But their side don't want that. They want their side, and they're so greedy because over here you got your ways and you're making money. You're generating stuff over here. They want all of that to be part of here. Okay.
I got a few more things to get through, dude, because we're like,
but right now you have the depression. Hold on. Teddy Roosevelt, state of emergency, never went away.
It's
Theodore Roosevelt, bro.
It's Franklin Roosevelt. It's Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Whatever.
He signed the state of emergency act into law. Franklin D. Roosevelt, also, you guys need to know, was a 32nd degree Mason. Okay. Also, you need to know that Franklin D. Roosevelt did 4 terms. Okay, guys, 4 terms. That's crazy, dude. He was there for the Great Depression. He was there for the World War II, all the way through. Okay, guys. So we have that. And then
he didn't do 4 consecutive terms. You can't do that.
He did too.
You can't do 4 consecutive terms, Josh.
Bro, I would like you to do me a favor, Jason, because that thing you're talking about didn't come into effect until after he was president. He did 4 terms. Yes, he was a president from 1933 to 1945. And the only reason why he got out is because he died. And then in 1951, they made that. They made that law that you're talking about.
State of emergency. In fact, you cannot make a president leave until once
they're in war.
Listen, dude, hold on. Once a president declares a state of emergency, okay, he cannot be removed from office, no matter what. So that was a clause. There's no way he could have ran that long, kept those in. Dude, that's in I think that's in the beginning of the Constitution. You're not allowed to have that. That was
so 1951 is when they actually passed a law like, hey, no more of that. We're only doing 2 terms, and then that's
probably
it.
Because this guy was a moron.
All right, guys. So now we have 1947.
The Pope owns
Cold War.
Papacy owns almost half the world right now. So go on.
Then the Cold War happened, taking the heat off the Vatican. Okay. General Patton had 3 attempts on his life. He wanted to invade Russia and end the Soviet Union. And some say that he was poisoned.
You want to fight these Russians?
Died in the hospital.
You're gonna do it anyways.
But that is purely, I don't know. That's purely speculation. But they said that he had 3 attempts on his life.
All these other presidents. They killed.
I know. So, guys, what happened is the Cold War lasted forever, dude, from 1947 all the way to the 70s, right? So that is another war that America's in. So the Jesuits wanted us to stay in that war. General Patton wanted to just go and invade Russia, fight, and cut the head off of them right then. But then he ended up dying in the hospital. Some say that he was poisoned. Now we jump to 1963. President Kennedy,
because his health was fine. And 2 days later, it declined into death. This is not a joke, dude. This is not funny. This is not like somebody you can sit there and say, "Hey, man, I'm getting it now." But, dude,
all right. So
these are smart men. Of the General Patton isn't some schmuck from Brooklyn, dude. The guy was military, just genius.
Very
dude,
very
if
intelligent.
you don't take care of these guys now, they're gonna come back. and they're going to screw us in the yang like they're doing now. So they're going to learn to read Art of War. You think these people are stupid? It's going to be indoctrinated into their minds. Subvert. Don't waste your bullets. Don't waste your money. Subvert the country. Make them destroy themselves. And then whatever we offer will be a great answer. You'll take communism and socialism now because democracy is so effed up. Your mind is, who won the election? We can't even decide our election right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Take it back, bro. 2024. Why are we not walking? Why are we still involved in this stuff right now with the Vatican? The Monroe Doctrine was already written. You establish over here, we'll consider it an act of war, and we're gonna go to war. Where's the war? Where's the real wars? Hey man, I don't like the way you're talking to me right now. I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. We're not doing that. We're sitting at home going, get on the hamster wheel. Our purpose is to work every day and keep going.
Yeah, and you guys got to understand.
Gas is $5. I got to work harder now.
Here's how it is. The octopus, which is Satan, and the Luciferian doctrine, the octopus, all those hands that are all like connected to these secret societies, they're hoarding the wealth, and they're making us run on the hamster wheel.
Okay,
every single day.
You know what?
So,
how about every American don't go? Oh, listen. Hold on. Don't go to work. Don't go to Taco Bell anymore. Don't buy McDonald's anymore. Go out and shoot yourself a deer and eat it. Okay? Go out, go kill a pig, raise yourself some chickens, cut yourself off from them. You know what they'll do? They'll come. Please, dude, please buy our vacuum cleaner. Buy our vacuum cleaner, please. No, we don't want your theologies, ideologies. Beat it.
Yeah.
Please buy this. We need your generation of money. No, beat it. Beat it, or we will shoot you. That's what Japan did. That's what China. You can't subvert these countries. You can't go to Japan right now. You know what they did? You know what they say? Take your vacuum cleaner and leave. If you don't leave, we will shoot you. That was 200 years. They wouldn't allow people like Catholics in their country for 200 years. Why?
Yeah.
Why was that? Jesuits, Roman Catholics, Irish, any you're not coming here. We don't want your ideologies. You know why?
So,
because God didn't want you to do that. God didn't want you to spread like a disease and infiltrate it and use that. He wanted you to spread love and use and be obedient to God.
So we're at 1963, Jason. We're at 1963. So President Kennedy went against the Vatican's.
Fired up. Bro.
I know it gets you fired up. But we gotta. I know we gotta get through this because I only have like 18 minutes before I gotta end this. So, President Kennedy went against the Vatican's orders. He also wanted to have money backed by gold instead of relying on the Federal Reserve. If you want a full breakdown, you guys can go to our Kennedy episode. We actually kind of go over that, dude. But he was also assassinated, okay, in front of the world, dude, showing everybody that if you go against us and you go against the Federal Reserve, go against the CIA, we are going to smoke you and take you out. If you don't follow orders, you're done. Another president in 1981 is going to be Ronald Reagan, okay? He is Bohemian Grove. He's all up in the secret societies, okay? He had an assassination attempt on his life. And that is also rumored to involve the Jesuits. And then you go to 1984, Ronald Reagan has official diplomatic relations with the Vatican. So he gets an attempted assassination on him. And now in 1984, for the first time, United States has official diplomatic relations with the Vatican, dude. That is pretty interesting right there, man. And also, Jason, I think
you don't play along.
Yeah.
You don't play along, dude.
And he had his inauguration too.
Shot him, whatever. I forgot his name, but the dude in the limo was like, "You're gonna do what we say, bro." And he's like, probably like, "No." Shot him.
Yeah.
And after that, he's like,
shot.
"Oh yeah. I'll do what you say." But
guys,
remember we were talking about the Washington Monument.
Yes, he was facing that for the first time when he did his inauguration. He was facing the obelisk, which never even happened.
The deal for the papacy to let them know that Rome and America had their ties back in the Jesuits, and everybody could be
we're good
all back in here. Everyone's good, and they've never been faced that way. Okay, so understand that they never faced the inauguration that way, and they said the sign will be because he will face to the east, and which was to the Washington Monument, which is a
obelisk,
which is a phallic symbol for the devil. For anything you go to is Egyptian. This is all.
Also, Cyrus's
to Baal worship.
Thing. Yeah,
go for it, buddy. Baal worship.
So Osiris's sexual organ.
I'm tell you right now. You worship this stuff. Have fun. I don't care. It's not going to bother me. I'm trying to spread the truth and let people know. But you want to follow this stuff? I'm reading this stuff right now. This is a real book. Okay.
Okay. So
and it's 100%. It says tradition above the word, no matter what.
Okay. So guys, from 1984, we had Ronald Reagan. His vice president was George Bush Sr. So we got 1991 to 1994, George Bush Sr. Okay. Skull and Bones member, Bohemian Grove member, oil tycoon. We had the war with Iraq. 1994 to 2001, we had President Clinton. He's a trilateral commission member and Bilderberg group member. Okay, you guys already know how evil the Clintons are. Look at them. See how many people they killed.
They sacrifice Best Buy employees and fight over the name tag. There you go. That's what they're
right. So we got 2001 to 2008, George W. Bush, Skull and Bones member, Bohemian Grove, also an oil tycoon. You guys already know what happened with him. 9/11, all this crazy wars, Afghanistan war. We said that there was weapons of mass destruction, and there wasn't. Okay, and then we got 2008.
He claims he's a Christian, and what does he do? He takes
communion
with the Pope. You can't do that, dude. You have to walk up like this. You cannot take communion if you're not Catholic.
Yes, we got.
Why is he out there kissing him's ring? Why is he out there at the tarmac greeting this dude?
Obama, George Bush, President Clinton, all those guys did that. Yes, kissing his ring. Okay, so we got that. So we got 2008 to 2016. Obama, right? American president. Bilderberg Group. Dude was deep in the Bilderberg Group. Okay, guys. Then we have 2016 to 2020. Donald Trump. If you guys want to look up Donald Trump, you obviously he's a billionaire. He's rubbing shoulders with many secret societies. Also, Donald Trump. Honestly, guys, I know that he's done a lot of things for the people. He wanted to be like the president. We just need to look into his past.
Too. Who cares?
Yeah, look into his past. He's like a wolf in sheep's clothing as well, guys. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing, just like all these other guys we're naming. Now we have 2020, Joe Biden, Bilderberg Group as well, dude. So ever since 1984,
Josh, this is all alleged. This is not all what we're not saying. This is 100% true. Okay. So understand that, audience. I'm not saying this is forged in gold and steel.
Well, which part?
All of this stuff a lot of this is all studied and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what you're saying
now, guys.
President, God just does use anybody in a way to get his point across. Okay. All through time.
Every single.
So just don't say he's a bad guy.
Hold on.
He's being used by God. So right now,
listen,
I don't know what the story
here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Every single thing I just told you from 1991 on has been accurate. They are all part of these secret societies. And those secret societies do not worship God, bro. They're all worshiping Satan, Owl, the Baal worship, all that stuff, bro. So everything I said about that that's not inaccurate.
Like going on to like the
Donald Trump, look him up. Roy Cohen, look at that. Look at all his past, bro. It's dirty. Dirty past. Okay, so Joe Biden is now our current president. Okay, guys, look into Joe Biden. Okay, guys, look into him. I don't really want to go over him, but I know that he's Bilderberg Group as well, which is a secret society. So, guys, we have been ran and infiltrated by a secret society. Our country is being ran by these people, and they are not going on stage saying, Father God, in the name of Jesus, thank you. You know, they're not talking like that. They're just saying they're talking to God, their God, which is not the same God that we're worshiping, guys. So this is our end of our episode because we can't go any longer because, but we did go from basically 1540 all the way to the present, guys. And the Jesuits are still involved all the way till now, guys. The Pope right now is a black Pope. The one we have, he is the first Jesuit Pope ever. So we're still being affected by this at this moment, guys.
If you really want to get into it, look at this St. Malachi prophecy. This is mind-blowing. I'm not lying to you. That's pretty crazy. And then look at Nostradamus as well. He predicts a black Pope, not of African American descent.
Oh yeah, guys. Black Pope, we're not meaning African American. We're talking about Black Pope, like they're the secret Pope. Like, there's a white Pope, which is the one that we're seeing, and then there's the Black Pope, which is the general of the Jesuit society.
Go on YouTube. Go on YouTube. Go on Encyclopedia Britannica. Go on the internet. Go on Google. Type in Black Pope. It'll come up. It'll show you. There's one right now. He's from Portugal. Okay.
Yeah, he's the Pope.
Real,
right now.
He's real. The last one was Adolphus.
So, guys, there was a ton of information that I could have went even further into, but I don't have the time to do that, guys. So I just want to end this in prayer. I want to end this in prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus, thank you for giving us the internet to be able to, have a clear connection. We appreciate this microphone. I appreciate the water that we get to drink. We appreciate the food that we get to eat. Thank you so much, Lord. And everything that we mentioned tonight, we are, like my brother said, some of it's speculation. Some of it has been proven. Lord, we're just trying to do our best to expose evil. So please help us do that. I want to say, please give us a shield and angels around us protecting us, Lord, because we're trying to do your work. I appreciate everything you do for us, Lord, and thank you so much. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, dude, amen. We're done, man. I can't go any further. I'm already down the rabbit hole already, bro, and I'm so tired.
Josh, if you're going to go down that, you did a great job. But you did fine. It's great. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's very good. It's all you just tied in, dude. 1500 AD, bro.
All the way to 2020.
Fucking a lot of history.
Yeah,
that's a lot of history. I don't even want to get into it anymore. But yeah, that's a lot of history.
I love you so much, bro. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. Again, man. And our guest, actually, guys, he had something go on, so it was just me and my brother tonight. But thank you guys for listening, and we love you.
Love you too.
We appreciate it. All right, bro. All right, let me end this thing.
I cuss, dude.